different companies, and I think 6 of them are in this room. Some of them have been giving a presentation here tonight. I'm going to answer the question why the personal clouds need a network. Try to go fairly quickly. Okay, so this presentation, what you're going to see here, oops, I'll be over on this side. Is this better?
See there. And the
Okay,
camera.
good. That's even better. This is actually the start. What I'm going to show you here are the precise slides in the first half of our investor presentation. We are a for-profit company, and we'll actually finish. I'll finish with a business model. So we're going to start out. This is how we define show the problem space. All the things around managing personal data and communications. It's too much work. It's too confusing. It's too unsafe. Too distracting. Someone says, "What's your specific use case?" Take your choice. All right? It's an entire class of use cases. It's like saying, what's the use case for a personal computer? Okay? Ironically, personal computers, smartphones, and now social networks, as much as they're supposed to help us with communications and managing our personal data, they've actually contributed to the problem. We have more to manage than ever. So why is the solution a personal cloud network? Let's just start with personal clouds. They happen to be number 3 on Gartner's list of the 10 most strategic technologies for this year. Now, their definition is a little bit narrower than what we're talking about this room. It's mostly around iCloud, file sharing things between your devices. But in fact, personal clouds solve this problem, managing personal data communications. They do it because they let you connect all your data, your apps, your relationships, and your devices in one safe place. And by safe, we're talking about a place you own and control for life. You've been hearing that from everyone else here in this room. This is a very different model than centralized social networks like Facebook. We're not aggregating all this data in one place, okay? It's also very different than what we're hearing about today as personal data vaults, okay? These companies up here, Reputation.com, had their full-page article in the New York Times over the holidays, okay? The model we're talking about is different because personal clouds don't solve this problem by themselves. They solve it by forming a network. A peer-to-peer trusted network that can also connect to businesses. Those connections on that network we call personal channel. Phil Windley already brought up earlier the paper that we have there on the Respect Network site called the personal channel. It will tell you the 10 reasons behind what I'm just about to summarize very quickly. Fundamentally, personal channels using semantic data sharing protocol called XDI can do both secure messaging and secure data sharing in the same relationship. And it's extensible to all the kinds of things you might want to share data or messages about. From the standpoint of businesses, marketers, and relationship management, this is revolutionary stuff. Okay? This is going beyond CRM and social CRM all the way to DOPS-world VRM. One example of the many ways you can use this, okay? How many folks in this room use Facebook Connect or Twitter Connect? How many folks are totally comfortable that all of those relationships you set up, if you lose your account, as a writer rewrite web just did this last week, they're gone. When you move from social login to personal login, all those OAuth tokens that you're managing there are in your personal cloud. They're there for life. They're portable. That's what we're after with this infrastructure. It's also a giant win for developers. My partner Joe is going to talk about that in a minute, but we just want to point out, it's because on a personal cloud network, every app on that network has an app cloud. It's got the same set of capabilities. Every user using that app is connected to it through a personal channel. All of your data sharing, secure messaging, notifications taken care of by that network. It's email for apps. And I'm not even going to go through these, we can go into more detail. What I want to do very quickly is, in fact, I'm just going to flip through this. If you want to see what this network looks like, that's what email looked like in 1990. Okay? 3 large public providers and a bunch of small islands. 10 years later, it looked like that. Okay? A peer-to-peer network with one open protocol. Guess what? That's what the data sharing system looks like as of 2 years ago. By 2010, it's going to look like that. Those are all personal and business clouds in that ring there, okay? But guess what? A technical layer is not enough. You also need a legal and business layer. The legal layer for a personal cloud network was a trust framework that we published 18 months ago, won the Privacy Award at the 2011 European Privacy Conference. That, my final slide, is the business model. The business model for the Respect Network It's exactly the same as the credit card network. It's a four-party model where companies pay interchange fees when people buy things, and that's split between the bank, the network, and the other bank. Four-party system. Same thing here, only they're not interchange fees, they're what we call relationship fees. Businesses will pay for the value of connecting to your personal cloud. You're going to get directly compensated, as well as the service providers involved in that value chain, just like on the credit card network. Done!
Questions for Drummond?
So how do you off-ramp yourself from the way that you're set up today? Like I have a whole bunch of things that I click the Twitter thing, so that I could do. How would I off-ramp myself from my current status into your status?
If I understand correctly, one of the key services you'll get from a personal cloud is a notification service, very much like this device has, only it's on this device. Now you control notifications from your personal cloud. Every app, every communications channel that needs to notify you about something can use your preferences. So this, they can notify you here, they can notify you in desktop, however you want to manage that.
No, I meant more like I want to emigrate.
Out of today's world.
He wants to take his relationships
and move them.
on the Twitter or
I want to immigrate.
Gotcha. Okay, emigrate to a person. Okay. That actually, the groundwork for that has already been laid. One of the first pieces of this network is an app we've developed called Connect.me. You can pull your Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn connections into Connect.me today. That's the very start of where personal cloud is going. We're not the only company doing that. Singly is doing that. There are a number of folks that will let you start to do that. Now, interestingly enough, you're going to get into a fascinating terms of service. Those providers today don't let developers take or other companies take and use that data. The big question is going to be, are they going to let you take your own data